Hello, I did it.
We're on time.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our 10th episode of the year, Spicy Astrology Live. I am live with Elle in Oklahoma. I always forget. I'm over here in Utah, and today we're talking about Capricorns. Yay!
Yay! I want to hear about your fun Capricorn stories because I feel like you being a Capricorn have a lot of experience with some Capricorns.
I love female Capricorns in my experience, like anyone who has Capricorn moon in their chart, anybody who has Capricorn rising, we vibe. Like we are always on the same page. We get things done. It's easy to understand the way my brain works and like why I am the way that I am. And there's not a whole lot of like flourish of emotions and extras. It's like but Capricorn men, different, very different. But I have been on the search for a healed Capricorn man, and I found him on season 3 of Below Deck Sailing. Chef Marco, who has a restaurant in LA, I've stopped.
Okay.
He's a Capricorn man, and the whole season he was like the most in tune with his emotions, like so grounded, so sweet and kind, and it took the high road every single time, even when he was being attacked. And I was like,
Wow, that exists. I really thought you were talking about Jesus. I was like, yeah, girl, he ain't a Capricorn.
just no Capricorn. A Capricorn has way too much work to do than sacrifice themselves for the world. We have good purposes.
That is amazing. So the girls,
Yeah.
the feminine energy,
Girl,
we love.
yeah, my oh my god, I wanted to say my 40th birthday. We went to Mexico with 3 Capricorn girls
So
because our
well
birthdays were
played.
like back to back, and it was awesome. We had a blast. There was no drama, no issues.
I love that. Everything was well planned, organized, and on schedule.
Yeah, there was even like one night where I'm like, okay, I don't want to plan anything, whatever you guys want to do. All right. And then I was like, well, let's just take turns and be in charge. And then I was like, okay, put the first Capricorn in charge. And she even ordered our drinks for us, like what shots we were going to do. She had the next place planned and everything. And she like took charge and she herded us so I could just like dissociate and
Oh,
relax on my birthday. And it was the best.
that's amazing. That
Yeah.
that is a very good quality of
And
Capricorn.
not a lot of people I would hand the reins over to, so it would be a Capricorn.
Which brings me to my next point: trust issues. No,
I mean, yeah, it's rampant.
yes. Well, I just feel like they're so. It's not so much of an intuition thing. There's that as well, but it's definitely like they're just skeptical of people in general.
Yeah.
In general,
Well, like
and
pattern is pattern. We're really good pattern recognizers, and if I've already been hurt one way, then I'm more until I'm proven otherwise. I know what to believe is what happened already. So
yeah, you tap into it differently.
yeah,
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I've had very negative experiences with the masculine Capricorn, other than my most amazing little son. He is almost 21 and he has every bit of what you look at and you would describe as a Capricorn, he possesses. He's responsible and he's been responsible. Responsible to the point of where I've never really had to parent him. He was
wow,
just a grown old man at birth. And he also, another very, I think, Capricorn energy is holding grudges.
mm, yeah,
You know, I still hear the story about how our turtle that we had for like a day that we picked up on the side of the road, it was not like some pet turtle that we went to the store and purchased and had this whole thing and named him. No, it was a pet turtle. We picked him up, we saved him, I put him in a box to bring him to a lake. And my son will still, 20 years later, be like, you remember our pet turtle that you let loose? I'm like, you're going to have to let that go. Thank God that's like the most of the trauma that he's experienced. But
yeah,
you have to let that go.
yeah. That's really funny.
Yeah. But the men that I've actually dated 2 Capricorn men. Ironically, they both had the same birthday, the same year,
Wow.
every they both passed away. while I was pregnant, one when I was pregnant with Salem, one when I was pregnant with Onyx. Exact same day, exact same birthday. They were born in different countries. My experience with them was a little different, but they both were so toxic. They were unevolved. So again, we're going to go into like evolved and unevolved, suspicious. I mean, I only dated both of them for like 6 months, but both of them were just like, what are you doing? Who are you with?
Oh my God, mine did that to me too. I only dated him for 6 months, and I nicknamed him the demon. But
More trauma in a relationship than I've experienced with any other sign.
Yeah.
And I'm just not it. But Capricorn women, I absolutely love. I think that they're phenomenal. I think that they bring a energy to like a business that's just like boss energy. They're direct. I really love directness. They're really good at speaking their mind, and so I never really have to wonder. I appreciate that. And so we have our marketing chick. She's a Capricorn. She's all over the place. She's very extroverted Capricorn, and she's all about that grind and that money. She's hustling. I see her hustling all the time. She's hustling me sometimes. I'm like, I don't know if I want to join this membership, but no, she's amazing. That is just her nature. She is a hustler. And then we have our product officer. I saw her chart before I ever even met her. And I told Rochelle, our boss, I was like, this girl is going to be phenomenal at attention to detail. She's a Capricorn sun, moon, and rising.
Oh, wow.
I'm doing 1,000 things at once. I am not the most attention to detail. If I need something really looked at, I'm like, run it by Maddie. The girl's 20 years younger than me, but she is so on her shit. And she's, I'm starting to really, we've worked together for 2 years. I'm seeing that bold and that, personality come out in her that I'm like, okay, like there's some Capricorn, like it's just a little spicy, a little bold. And I'm like, I love this. So
yeah,
I've honestly been surrounded by a lot of Capricorns my whole life, women and men, but I'm going to share a fun fact. And I haven't really made the correlation to this. I have 2 astrologers, a spirit guide, a shaman, and I have an herbalist chick that I do business with, I work with, and just do random things with. I swear to God, every single one of them are Capricorns, and every single one of them have air signs, and you included. Like when we work on this together, you even have a Libra moon. 2 of them have Gemini moons. 3 of them have Gemini moons. 1 of them has an Aquarius moon, and 2 have Libras. And I'm just like, there's got to be something to that. And I don't know, because again, you guys are hustlers using a spiritual way of hustling with that like air moon energy. It's kind of wild, but
there's always many businesses happening.
Yes. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. So I was like, what are the odds? The shaman chick threw me. I could tell she was something harsh. I was gonna say like Scorpio, but she's like, no, I'm a Capricorn. She's like, and she was a Gemini moon, and I was just like, okay, let's see it. Yeah. There's the hearts.
Yeah. Dang. That's an interesting combination.
Yeah. There's a few. My astrologer, he's masculine energy, and he has a Gemini moon, and he is just so tapped into some things. They both are really tapped into some things. I mean, all of you are, but I think that Gemini Mercury and that moon placement really magnifies something there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
sure.
I do have my fun list of questions.
Yay!
And I plan to stay more awake tonight. I have a kombucha.
I just drank mine.
Did you?
Oh, I did.
I'm like, I need something. I don't want coffee, but a kombucha will be really good.
I'd have 3 coffees.
Huh?
I had to have 3 coffees to start my day today. That's a rough one.
Sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
Okay, so. So we did our interactions with Capricorns, and we did go over some Capricorn traits. Very dependable, very reliable. These people are workaholics 9 times out of 10. Capricorn is a cardinal sign. It's also, I lost it, Earth. Like it's one of those elements. So it's a cardinal Earth sign, very consistent, very hardworking. It's ruled by Saturn. It's also, which, everyone has heard us talk about Saturn and how that is all about discipline, structure, and sometimes going through things that are hard, but it's meant to be because we have to go through hard shit to build character and really grow and evolve. So it's all of those things that we wouldn't consider fun, but I kind of think that now that I'm able to look at obstacles as a learning experience, I've really been channeling that. I think I find more fun in it. Like, what am I learning from this really fucked up feeling right now? Like, you kind of look at it different. It's kind of like,
Yeah. We actually had a conversation about that yesterday with a good friend, and she was like, whenever I get that like slimy feeling inside of me, I know that there's something that I need to work on, and I get excited. And I was like, oh, I kind of like that.
Yeah, no, it kind of changes. Like, oh, I'm going to go through hard times. Yeah, we're all going to go through hard times, but like you have to grow from it. And I think that Capricorn is that energy, and they're queens and kings of picking up and moving along. Like, they're not emotional, they're very practical. And so it's easier for them when things do blow up for them to move forward steadfast and keep their head straight. But yeah, those are just all the traits that I can think of. Any that you want to add to Capricorn traits?
Yeah, I guess some people would say harsh, strict. I think that some people think that we're not fun, but I promise that you just got on the good side of a Capricorn, because Capricorn, when they party hard. I don't know a single Capricorn that doesn't go hard when they finally let loose. But it takes a while because you have to have everything perfect before you can party.
Well, and they have to trust you too.
Yeah.
So maybe if you're never experiencing like a really fun Capricorn, they just probably don't trust you.
Yeah.
That's okay, because they don't trust a lot of people. Don't take it personal. But yeah, that checks.
Yeah.
Well, the next question is, what makes Capricorn so cold appearing? Well, they don't trust. So to segue into that, I mean, it's very difficult for them. Again, they're just practical, and there is this, I don't want to say pessimistic, because it's not just that they're pessimistic. I think that through each experience, they hold on to it dearly and they remember it so heavily that anything close to that experience, they just know how it's going to go. And they're like, oh, this is what happened before. This is what's going to continue to happen. And so I think it's just like this really practical mindset that they have. So not pessimistic, but very, very, very practical. Yeah. I mean, so I think that a lot of times makes them appear cold, because I do know that my friends that I'm super close, I have a girlfriend that I grew up with, and she's so fun, and she, but she will cut you. Like, she's also not one to mess with. Like,
I always say the same thing. I was like, maybe two people on this planet have ever seen me angry. And you do not want to see that. It takes me like a week to calm down.
Yeah. You're like, and I'm chill most of the time. And that's her. She's chill. She's fun. She trusts you and loves you. She's there. I got roofied one time, and I was at her house. And, I'm just sad that I wasn't like, I didn't come to see all this happen. I woke up the next morning like, what is going on? Like, oh my gosh. But she pulled out a gun, and because the guys that were there weren't going to leave. And she was like, and she's 5 foot tall and she's tiny. So she's like, all right, now I'm Beretta, here we go. And she loves it. She loves an opportunity. I mean, I've seen her pull her gun out a few times actually in our whole life, but we grew up in the hood. So it's kind of like, that's just what we do in these parts. It's like, you can take Oklahoma being like the Wild West of the South or whatever, but then you add like a Tulsa mix kids in there where we're just also like a little hood. It's wild.
That's amazing.
So yeah, but it's just like, it's that kind of energy. And she's so loyal. There's no more, you can't find a more loyal person than her. So
yeah, I think that's a quality that people don't talk about enough.
They don't talk about it enough. And I think that that's another part of why they're so harsh, is because they're so loyal and they don't receive that back. And so that their level of loyalty and expectations are here. And most people don't meet those expectations. And so, yeah. I mean, my son.
Very high expectations.
Yeah. Well, him dating.
Oh, man.
It's like, Mom, Mom, I cannot date some girl that's been with all of these guys. Like, it's so gross. And I'm just like, I don't know what you're going to do there, kiddo. I mean, get married young, marry a Mormon. I don't know. But I mean, I don't know what to tell you because, girls, they got to experience life their own way and you can't control people. And I understand, have your standards and don't budge. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
We don't.
He's not going to. This one is a good one. So, what are some characteristics of an unevolved and evolved Capricorn? I've seen I think unevolved Capricorns are insecure, they're controlling, they I think that I would say can be messy. Normally, I wouldn't say Capricorns are messy. I'd say they're pretty organized, but I've seen some pretty messy Capricorns, especially if there's like other things going on there. But just messy and not maybe not the opposite of a workaholic. Someone who's really lazy. I've seen that. I've seen a few different things with a very unevolved Capricorn energy. What are some
narcissistic is a big one for an unevolved Capricorn for sure.
Or a workaholic.
Oh yeah, I've had so many burnouts, dude.
You're like me. I've had to work through. Yeah, no, that's very true. So I think that those can be signs. I mean, I think there's a way to be direct also and say what you need to say. I've seen some of them kind of lash out when they're unevolved. If they're pretty evolved, they're pretty good at communicating difficult things in a respectable way. I would say respectable.
Yeah.
So those would just be some of the unevolved. And then, evolved is just the best version. Take all the things that you read or about Capricorn and magnify that because they can be, I think Capricorn, especially masculine and even feminine energy, can be so charismatic. They're so smart. They just have this way about them when they're in their element and that they've truly evolved and worked through some shit where they are able to flow. It's not so stiff. A lot of you guys are stiff.
I've gotten that.
Robotic. Yeah. Like you're just like doing the motions.
Yeah.
They definitely I think an evolved version of that is somebody who flows. Who is it that's a Capricorn that I'm just like, I could watch him speak for hours? There's somebody.
That's a man that's a Capricorn?
Yeah, there's a Capricorn. And I keep wanting to say Matthew McConaughey, but it's not. He's a Scorpio. Another one that's very charismatic that I just absolutely adore.
I think either Michelle Obama or Obama is one of them is a Capricorn.
It's her because he's a Leo.
Okay.
Always throws me off. I'm like, no, that can't be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Leo. She's a Capricorn. Maybe, but it's a man. It's a speaker. He's someone that like gets up and speaks, but I can't remember who it is that I'm trying to think of. But anyways, I could sit and watch him for hours, the way that he speaks and his flow and his energy. And it's so compassionate, but calm. I love when I see someone that's really compassionate and calm. I think that really produces like Capricorn energy because they are driven, they have that drive and they have the passion, but it's hard to kind of balance that. They have a good balance of like, I'm driven, I'm going to do this, this, and this, but there's also like a calm steadiness because they know they're consistent. They know they're going to show up and they know they're going to be successful. Oh, I was waiting for this. Oh, I thought you're like, we're going to do this right now, actually. Speaking of men, charismatic.
Charismatic and unevolved, and how devious a Capricorn can be when they're not in alignment. I have the chart.
Yeah, do you want to go over that? This is a great segue for that. For those of you who don't know who Joseph Smith is, I'm going to let you tell the story because just like a vague of who he is.
Joseph Smith was, I guess, the founder of the Mormon Church and took some mushrooms, looked at a sorting hat, and got the message to build this church, and then also apparently got a message to have as many young wives as possible.
And look at that, Capricorn and an Aquarius moon. I'm telling you, there is something there with...
Look at all of that. Capricorn and 6th house regimented energy.
Oh my gosh. Control.
Oh yeah, I bet he had horrible gut health issues.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Probably from all the harm he was also inflicting. But
Yeah.
also an unevolved Capricorn can be super manipulative. Super
Mm-hmm.
and convincingly manipulative because they
Yeah, that
stand
is one
and they're so
thing.
firm.
Yeah, they can be very convincing. Wow. And the Sun Capricorn 1 degree, or the first house. This looks different than it normally does. Or is it 3rd degree? I'm trying to.
1 degree
One
Capricorn in the
degree.
6th
It is one
house.
degree. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, is that signifying the house? No, because it's not in the first house. Wow.
Mm.
Well, very unevolved there. I mean, that's brand new energy. Oh, yeah.
But then Mercury at 20 degrees.
Mm. Very much disconnect there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an interesting one for sure.
So basically, I mean, the Mormon Church really worships him still, right? And in real time. Yeah, like he's a big deal. I mean, if anyone from Oklahoma is watching, they're going to be like, "Who's Joseph Smith?" We're all Baptists over here, so
Must be nice to not know.
I honestly had no idea really what a Mormon was until I moved to Utah.
Yeah, we're here.
I
We're
was like,
we're
I'm learning
living it.
so much.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting chart. So yeah, to really convince a vast majority of people to believe in you is pretty, and I like to think everything starts with the best intentions. I like to think that. I like to think that it started with like, I saw this vision and I want people to be freed and whatever. And I think that, I think there were good intentions. And then, like everything, the best intentions sometimes, I think Hitler, he thought he was right and had all these things. And I'm like, I try to think, like, where did this start? And like, and I'm like, I don't know how you could ever just start with, like, I'm going to hate people for it. That just blows my mind. But I think
I
that's
have a theory. Just a theory. Whoever he channeled that day that gave him the message to build this church the way that it was, I believe it wasn't God. But I do believe that it was a big, large energy that had a kink to be called Heavenly Father, because the Mormons call God Heavenly Father. So it's a really unique thing to call someone still to this day. And I just don't think he was channeling the right. I think it was like a jinn, like a, what are they called? Like a genie that like promised him all these wishes.
You do all these things. Wow.
And it went bad.
It went south. I mean, I think it worked out for him because he did his thing. No?
I think he was.
Oh, see? Shows how much I know. Yeah. Well, that is the lesson, children. They can be very manipulative.
Careful who you make your agreements with for power and fame. And
if you're being talked into being a second wife, you might want to reconsider. Mm-hmm. Or not. It's a thing now. Who knows? It's not my thing. But people out there are doing it and it works.
Yeah.
Okay. Our next question. Capricorn's parenting style.
Strict.
Schedule. Sports, school, eat, sleep. That is
my cats are on a regimented schedule. They even have curfew. Strict. We're strict here. My cat broke curfew. He was grounded for 4 days.
It's kind of cute though. I kind of like that he comes home and he's always so good. Because isn't he a Leo?
A Leo, yeah. Well, Sagittarius. Well, December 21st. So yeah, Sagittarius cusp.
No.
And that's when I adopted him. So he was already 9 months old when I adopted him. So he's probably a Leo. I don't know. But I think he's a Leo sun, a Sagittarius rising, and a Scorpio moon.
Mm. That's dark.
Oh, yeah. It's his spooky season. He's like,
I'm going to be out late. I'm hanging out with my girlfriend.
Yeah, with his girlfriend.
Yeah. I love that. No, I think that's cute. And I think that it's cute that you have like rules and,
Oh, they know their rules. They know not to wake me up. They know, like, they know they're smart. They have to sit down before dinner. We have manners here. Like, I'm strict.
Of course.
I would have made a real good mom for like an actual kid, but
Hey,
I don't have time for that.
your cats are well disciplined. I think that is
I was a
not.
strict babysitter too. I homeschooled kids. Like I was strict.
Oh yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah, they were like, we like her, but
You're like a
but
little
I taught a
freedom.
kid how to read real fast. I'm like, listen, I'm getting paid by the hour here.
We're gonna make some. You. We're gonna be. It's gonna be a
However long
useful
it
hour.
Yeah, however long you want to take, we'll be here, but you will read this book by the end of the day.
Oh my god, that's amazing. That is every bit. Okay, so that answers that question.
Yeah, strict.
Strict. I think they also like. I think because my kid's stepmom, she's a Capricorn and she's such like an athlete, and like her kids are all athletic, and they've always been expected to perform, and she's pretty strict about it. She's pretty hard on them with it, and that's great. But I don't possess that type of energy, but so I would definitely say somebody who's really driven and drives their kids to perfection ultimately, which is what you want. So, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think it would have been great for me to have a Capricorn parent. They also square
Mm,
me. So, but you know what's crazy is I've never gotten into a fight with Capricorn. You and I have been working together for almost 4 years.
that's crazy.
Isn't that wild? I met you
That's
in 2022. I showed up at that little witchy thing, pregnant with
yeah,
Salem. And like, where can I be of service?
amazing. And we're still here.
Yeah, we're still doing it. So I always
Consistency. I
just
love
thought
it.
it was mutual understanding, and I fuck with it. So next question is best sign for Capricorn to date and why? Obviously, if you stay within your element, it'll be very easy. Virgo and Taurus. I personally think that Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn are the most difficult signs, and I just think they're really made for each other.
I have such issues with Taurus men, so I could never. But that's only because of my like daddy issues.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and it's just anytime that people are in your element, there's a similarity, and so but the good thing is each one of those signs are very consistent. They're persistent. They show up. Money is a big deal for them. Security is a big deal for them. That is something that is huge in relationships. I
Yeah.
also love a little mix of Capricorn with some water signs because a lot of times there's not a lot of feelings there. And so I like a Scorpio and Capricorn mix. I think that,
I've loved dating Scorpios, but I would never do it long term.
yeah, yes, we've
No
talked about
trust. Yeah.
that. That's a hard one. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like them. Cancer's their opposite, which I think can complement them really well.
I've
Soften.
only had bad experiences, but I've never dated an evolved Cancer
Mm,
man. And that's also a rare thing to find an evolved Cancer man.
yeah. Mm,
I love a fire sign though.
yes, you're vibing with the
It keeps
fire
you
sign.
motivated.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna say fire with the
They got that.
Sagittarius. Definitely exciting. Like they have like you being a cardinal sign, Capricorn is a cardinal, and then having like anytime you have a mutable sign, it's like keeps the flow. You start things and he keeps it flowing. And that's always so nice. And they're so lighthearted. And I think that's really good too, because I think that energy is harder for you to possess, like being lighthearted and being maybe a little more silly. And
Yeah.
I think Sagittarius really bring that to the table, especially with
Yeah.
his chart. He's Gemini moon, and I don't remember his rising, but I feel like they were
Leo.
all Leo. Yeah. Oh yeah. Same as you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a good mix and that keeps things light. And
Yeah. I also like air signs too.
you're just pretty vast. But I feel like most Capricorns don't, because I feel like again with the expectations, I feel like Capricorns with air signs aside from Aquarius, so Gemini and Libra, they tend to be a little flaky and they tend to
Yeah.
be not as consistent. And I think things like that really drive Capricorns
I've
insane.
never dated a Libra man that I know of.
Oh yeah,
I don't think I could.
It's not
We
a
both can't be vain.
yeah. No. Where's the depth in this?
Oh God. There it wouldn't work.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend that. And the square there is very different. I just never recommend a Capricorn and a Libra. I've done it. I've done that dance, and it's a nightmare. So I never live up to their expectations. I'm too me. Oh, I think my toddler just woke up. I'm probably being loud. So if you hear the child screaming, she's fine. She just doesn't want to go back to sleep. I'm also, guys, in my guest bedroom. Onyx is crib training, and so I haven't moved his crib to his room yet. And so I am in my guest room. And so, yeah, normally there's like a crib and things behind me, but not today. Or I'm outside. It just depends. Capricorn Mars, active or not? Absolutely. Mars is all about action and getting things done. Capricorn loves to get things done. Give them a checklist so they can just mark shit off and have it done. That is fuels their fire, makes them so happy. I think that it would be a really good Mars. I wouldn't mind having a Capricorn Mars at all. That would be a really good one to have. So if you have in your chart, you have a Capricorn Mars, good for you. I bet you're very motivated. Capricorn Jupiter, lucky. Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. And like I was saying earlier, it's more energy about lessons and learning and going through some shit and coming out on the other side. So if you can see that energy as being lucky, yeah, maybe. I've come through some shit. I'm like, I'm pretty lucky to be alive. What's that?
Lucky to be alive.
Grim. Rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been things. I'm sure. I just read a post about my friend. I never knew this. She's a Taurus. She's kind of a wild child. She was like, "Oh, reminiscing that time where I almost got kidnapped and human trafficked." And I'm like, "What happened? When was this?" We were like 21. I had no idea. She went to another country and got kidnapped and was about to be exported for human trafficking and escaped.
Those are my biggest fears. That's why I just got tattoos on the side of the road all the time so I could be marked.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That is wild. I don't think I thought of it as a major fear, but...
Oh, yeah. If you're hanging out in Southeast Asia and you don't, yeah.
Oh. See, you've done way more traveling than I have.
Those are real fears.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, so Capricorn lucky, depending on how your perspective is, if you go through a lot of things and you come out better for it, then I would say that's pretty lucky. I think people who don't go through anything and have zero, their life is not evolved and they have no experience, and also people that just like stay like doing the same boring things. I
cannot even.
That life is, you weren't meant to just be stagnant. You were meant to move and, thrive. And I think people that are okay with that, it's good if you're okay with that. It wouldn't be the life for me.
Yeah, no.
I like to shake shit up.
Yeah, for real.
So you probably wouldn't think that this was a lucky placement.
No, I would die of boredom.
Why wouldn't you want your Saturn in Capricorn? What kind of lessons does this person go through? Is your Saturn in Capricorn?
No.
You're in Scorpio. We're both Scorpio.
I know. Yeah, Scorpio.
I think I would take Saturn over Scorpio, but because I think if this all depends on your chart, but if you had a Saturn Capricorn, I think a lot of the issues and the things that you would go through would be work related, like maybe a lot of loss of jobs, or I don't know, just troubles at work, always something. Like I think that's that kind of energy, because Capricorn is the work, that's what they live for, is to work and grow and be successful. So I would think that if you had Capricorn as your Saturn, you'd probably find struggles and found like barriers when it comes to getting ahead, becoming successful. No matter how hard you work, it's like, oh, this keeps happening. So it's that kind of energy. So that would drive me nuts. I've been so fortunate in my careers endeavors and my entire life that I'm like, I would hate that.
Yeah.
So
that would be a really rough placement.
Yeah, I wouldn't love that. That wouldn't be it for me.
It's like double lessons.
Yeah, no, thank you. Is Capricorn an intuitive sign?
I used to think it wasn't. I used to really think it wasn't. And I was like, is it possible that there are psychics that are Capricorn? And then I met one, and she was like the most intuitive, beautiful human being. And I was like, okay, there's hope. And that was like before I was tapping into like spirituality as an adult. And then I
Yeah,
was like, oh God, we're so intuitive.
you're so intuitive.
Yeah.
And I
Which is
don't
why
know.
people think that we're mean sometimes, because I'm like, I already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I already know you're full of shit. Like there is like a note, like you can read things really well, and I think a lot of it depends on moon energy. I think that because Capricorns are so smart, and like you said earlier, like a really good point to make is that they do track patterns, and so I think that gives a lot of clues on top of like maybe a really strong intuitive chart that just magnifies that. So I would say they could be pretty intuitive. I've also seen them completely shut off. If they tap in
Yeah.
to like true self energy, 100%. If they're not, if they're like closed off to allowing themselves to be intuitive, because that also could be confusing with like feelings in a way.
Yeah.
Definitely don't think that, you know, that unevolved Capricorn is intuitive, but evolved for sure. I
Yeah.
think everybody is intuitive. It's just how, how much work have you done and how intuitive have you allowed yourself to be? And
Yeah.
um, do people with Capricorn Uranus rebel in society? Anytime Uranus is present, whatever that sign is in, it is a rebel energy. Now, if you think of like Libra, they're not rebelling about much. They're too busy people pleasing. Capricorn, not people pleasing, definitely rebelling, and also like fact checking.
Oh, yeah.
Making sure
I can see
facts
that.
are correct, and they will call you out so fast if they're not. You're gonna hear about it, and they're gonna let you know like you're wrong actually, and then they're pulling it up right here. Here are the facts, and you are wrong. Like they will call you out so fast. So. I would say that definitely with this placement, you are a rebel. You call people out on their bullshit. You give no fucks. And you probably don't care for hurting people's feelings. If anything, I think Capricorns are more annoyed that people, like someone that tries to come on something and say, like, I like hit something with the facts and then be incorrect. I think Capricorns are more annoyed at the fact that this person is pretending to know or thinks that they know and didn't do like a proper fact check. Like, get your shit together. You know your facts before you start saying it. They're more annoyed about it than anything. So,
There's a lot of annoyance in a Capricorn.
oh yeah, old man vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the old man that's like, don't turn around in my driveway. Don't park on my yard. Don't
Get
step
off
in.
my yard.
Yes, that is Capricorn energy, male, masculine, or feminine.
Facts. Facts.
Give us some insight of a Capricorn sun in the first house. So now we're getting into the houses. So the first house, as I've said before, is the house of self. It's all about a lot of physical properties live here. So when you think of Capricorn and how determined they are and how strong-willed they are, this is probably, again, it depends on your whole chart. I would say the sun in the first house of Capricorn would be someone that's very fitness conscious. They work out, they take care of themselves physically, emotionally, spiritually. They, especially physically, this is a very physical. I'm very just somebody that really takes care of their physique. So it would honestly, I would like a Capricorn sun in the first house. This next question, I'm not exactly sure what it means. What would a good sign be? What is a good sign for Capricorn to have in the second house? Maybe your Mars, if I'm answering this correctly. Having Mars in the second house in Capricorn gives you a real strong ability to obtain assets and like possessions. And so, I guess it depends on what you want because not everybody wants assets. I'm over here like the asset whore. Like I want the houses and things. But no, I think that knowing, I think a Capricorn Mars, I said this earlier, would be really good. And I think depending on what it is that you want, mine went straight to possessions. But maybe if it's like, well, I want a really strong career, I think a Capricorn Mars in the 10th house would be ideal. But this is asking for second house. So I'm just going to stay with the question. I would say Mars in the second house because I want possessions. Those people that don't want possessions, then this wouldn't be the best one. Does Capricorn in the third house mean they were a bossy sibling? Yes, absolutely.
I can see that.
They know best. Their siblings, especially, God, my son is the oldest. He's the Capricorn. I have 6 kids. He is the oldest. He's so great with the littles, but the ones that he's super like close to in age, he always knew best. They knew nothing. He was so for bossing them around. So yes, I would definitely say Capricorn in the third house has major bossy energy. What would you say about Capricorn moon in the 4th house? So Capricorn moons aren't big feelers. I actually have a few friends that have Capricorn moons. I just love and adore them. They aren't big fillers. They don't sit around and think about their feelings, and they really don't have a lot of feelings. And so when you put it in the house of emotions and mother and things like that, I think it could be a little conflicting. I think it could be difficult. I think if Capricorn is ruling your 4th house and it's the complete opposite of that, so Capricorn lives in the 10th house, I think that it could be challenging. I think if you had a really flowing chart that allowed you to evolve and really tap into that, I think it could be something really beautiful and create a real intuitive nature to this person. But if not, I think there would be this struggle between feeling emotions and not wanting to feel emotions, and that being like a not very fun experience, to be honest.
I can see that.
Depends on how evolved you are for that question.
Yeah. It could be balancing, could be not.
It could be chaos.
Yeah.
Is Capricorn Sun more fun in the 5th house?
I mean,
yes.
I'm a blast.
The funnest. I gotta look at what my girlfriend Brittany's chart is, because she's just like you in the sense of like wild and fun. And Barb too. I have a Barb, and she is fucking crazy.
I've never met a Barb that wasn't crazy.
Redhead Barb, Capricorn Pisces moon, wild as fuck.
I can see that. That's funny.
The best time. I can talk to this girl for hours on the phone. I can literally not talk to her for months, and then we jump on a FaceTime. We just FaceTime like yesterday. And it's just like we didn't skip a beat, and it's always a good time. So
I love that.
Yes, they're more fun. The 5th house is all about pleasure and fun and lust and exciting outings. It's just a flowy, fun energy. And when you have Capricorn in that house, it just lightens that and makes them all of those things. The 5th house possesses. Tell us about Capricorn moon sign in the 7th house. Okay, so if you're Capricorn moon, you're most likely a Cancer rising. And that matters because or if your moon is in the 7th house, that means that your Cancer is in your 1st house, which is your rising. And so a lot of times when I see Capricorn in this placement, I think that it's somebody that maybe takes relationships too seriously, especially given that they're opposite of who they are as Cancer to their core and their soul. And that's like a nurturing, motherly, wants to be married, wants this like really cozy, traditional life with this very practical, but also like wants it so bad that it could turn into control when you have that kind of energy in your 7th house. So it's not a bad thing, as long as I think that you don't let it overpower you or overconsume you, because relationships definitely can be taken too seriously with this placement. Lighten up some. Take a breather. Do some yoga. Capricorn Sun in the 7th house. Did I not? Oh, that's Sun. That was Moon. A Capricorn Sun in the 7th house. What would you recommend for this person since their Sun is most likely Cancer? I literally just answered that. So I would recommend a sign. I would say I would probably recommend a water sign, honestly, dating, because I feel like water is pretty good at taking on that harshness of earth signs sometimes and just flowing with it a little better. Possibly air, but again, I think that would be too flighty. Too flighty for the Capricorn. How dark is Capricorn Sun in the 8th house?
Oh, I think I would be best friends with the Capricorn Sun in the 8th house. I love dark humor.
Witchy, just completely dark, into all the dark things. And, I think there's some magic to that. I think the aesthetic of it, I really like. I think when it really, in terms of like dark, I'm too light. The heavy darkness, like, makes me uncomfortable, which I honestly just learned that I need to start exploring that, which I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for it, but I was told I need to stop being so light and being so afraid of the dark and exploring it.
It's a good time.
I just, like, I don't even know where to start to entertain that. I'm not trying to let weird shit into my house either.
You can do everything with boundaries and ethics. And rules, which makes, like, again, being Capricorn, like, it's not that hard to, like, when you have rules. I've always said, like, I don't mind if someone comes in here and has weird energy, but as long as their demons can respect my rules, we're cool. Don't give a shit.
You're like, yeah. I mean, and I'm pretty chill about it. Like the other night, we had some weird energy going through our house. I almost woke up Sage because I was like, but it was almost like somebody was searching for somebody. Like they weren't here. Like it was like somebody, and it wasn't like it wasn't anything scary. At the time, I think I was a little like, whoa, what is this energy? Because I've never experienced this energy. But anyways, this is totally off topic. But I definitely think that
we're in spooky season.
We are. The veil is thinning. Things are happening. And I get that. Again, that's why I was like, I had to sit with it. And I did dive into that because I was like, I was scared for a second. And it was just because it was an unfamiliar energy that I hadn't experienced. And then I realized they were just looking for someone that no longer lived here. I was like, oh, okay. Well, be gotten then. Nothing else about it. Anyways. Capricorn in the 9th house. I think that this is like perfect recipe for somebody who uses their career to travel. And I'm shocked you don't have a Sun in the 9th house. It's kind of shocking.
I'd probably like my job more though if I did.
That is true. You would probably travel. I think you would do on your own term traveling to whatever the hell looks like. I don't know, a job that just you would travel and make it part of your job, but it would be on your terms, not a schedule that you had to abide by. You would be your scheduler. So
yeah, I don't like having a boss.
Yeah, no Capricorn does, because you could do it better.
Yeah.
Duh. So I think that anytime I see Sagittarius rules the 9th house. Anytime I see Capricorn in the 9th house, I'm like, tell me about your crazy gypsy work lifestyle. Love it for them.
That would be a fun one.
Yeah. Capricorn in their professional endeavors in the 10th house. I mean, this is the boss, babe, dude, whatever. This is energy of somebody who works hard, gets shit done, can run a business, handle all things, doesn't get caught up in their emotions with work things. I'd like to think that this person can balance a work-life balance, but this would be evolved and unevolved. And unevolved, probably not. They probably work long hours and burnout. And then evolved probably takes the time to meditate and, be in nature, relax, breathe, yoga. Capricorn in the 11th house. Like, how many friends do you have? Again, I don't think I really know any Capricorns with a ton of friends. They're very particular and picky. They have a group of friends that they love and adore. And it might even be like a decent sized group, but there's not this constant like, oh, I made a new friend today. I made a new friend today. Yesterday I met this girl. Oh my God, I have a new friend. And then they're like in all these different circles. That's just not Capricorn's energy. They don't really like people. most of the time. You don't. You don't like people. Just say it. We can say it. You don't like people, and that's okay. What's wrong with that?
It was my first day leaving the house in like 5 days, and I was like, oh, it's very people-y out here.
Can I be somewhere anywhere else?
Oh.
Yeah, alone. Yep. Okay, Capricorn in the 12th house. We've made it all the way through. It's 9:51. Look at us go. Capricorn in the 12th house. Secrets and deception.
That's a good question.
Also, I think this could be a possibility of somebody who gets locked up in prison or jail, depending on your whole chart. Depending on your whole
Not me
chart.
checking my ex's chart now.
Yeah. Oh, did he go to jail? Is he Capricorn?
I would have. Yeah, he definitely went to jail at one point.
Because it also can insinuate like incarceration, and it also doesn't have to be a jail. It can be like locked up in the crazy house, because 12th house can be a little wild on which direction it goes. So you could have gone to jail, you could have gone to the crazy house and been locked up for being crazy. But I mean, I don't really get that energy. I get that more with like Geminis. When I see Gemini, a lot of Gemini stuff in the 12th house, I'm like, are you mentally unstable? Like, let's talk about it. So yeah. I think this could be someone that could do possible jail time, depending on the chart. I think it's someone that's very secretive. Capricorns are already secretive. So having a 12th house, like let's say their son's in the 12th house and a bunch of other things, I definitely think that this is a recipe for somebody who definitely doesn't have social media, doesn't share a lot, isn't interested in sharing a lot. As far as deception, though, I don't really think. Maybe a little bit, because the 12th house can be a little delusional. Maybe it's not even like true deception in terms of like, tricking people in themselves. Like they can be a little like naive, maybe. This could be kind of, and I would never really say that about a Capricorn, but this could be a place that they could create some sort of naive nature to them. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
I'm gonna have to scope that out.
Yeah, that's just my take on it, on all the Capricorn things.
We got some questions.
Oh.
Capricorn rising at 26 degrees. Wait, that can't be right. Is that right? Capricorn rising is at 0 now.
Well, if the Capricorn in the ascendant.
Hold on, let me look at her chart. I have it.
I think that, she can be a Capricorn ascendant at 26 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Especially if, some people don't use whole charts. I don't use whole charts. I'm a Placidus girl. So this would be like to your core. Wow, and your Chiron is right. So your Chiron is right on your ascendant line?
Oh yeah, it is. I can pull up the chart.
Oh. There's definitely a lot of childhood that indicate image, self-image. Maybe you were too hard on yourself, or parents were too hard on you, something indicating that you had a lot of pressure to maybe perform or look a certain way even, but there's a lot of childhood trauma that really triggers self-worth and also your self-image. But having a Capricorn ascendant really gives you, to your core, this is helpful, a mature and evolved soul, because also it's at that 26 degrees. It's higher up than like a newer degree. So just the need to take charge, the need to take control. And you also have a sun, a Taurus sun. So just very need to be in control.
Yeah. And then she also asked, what does Scorpio ruling the 10th house mean?
So with Scorpio ruling the 10th house.
Would that be Scorpio in this, or would that be Libra ruling?
It would be Libra. So I was going to say, actually, it's Libra ruling the 10th house, which isn't bad. I mean, Libra is a pretty light energy. You don't have like a lot of energy going on in the 10th house. So there could be this like maybe it doesn't change as much as you would like, or maybe it changes more than you like. But I really would recommend a career or something that feels balanced and that feels like at peace. Like something too chaotic and too crazy, I wouldn't recommend. But it doesn't look like. Let me look at some other things. Capricorn, where's your Saturn over there in the 6th house? So it just doesn't really look like career has been something that's super difficult. It just kind of indicates that as long as, and if you aren't choosing a career that brings you peace or a balance, then that's what I would definitely recommend in this and with this chart. Which is kind of hard because with a Taurus sun and a Capricorn rising, that's very driven. And so a lot of times to be driven and to do things, it's like you kind of have to have like a chaotic, not necessarily you have to, but I think that helps the drive being like all these different things to move and do, you know, so.
Yeah. What about Chiron?
It's like, it's the wounded childhood. So anytime I see it in the first house, instantly I'm like, oh, self, like childhood self, things that you went through, expectations that probably some sort of physical, I don't know if that's resonating, but the fact that it's right on her ascendant is definitely an indication that there were a lot of like expectations and a lot of things that really had to do with image for her as a kid. So
That is exactly what I would imagine.
yeah,
For what I know.
yeah. I don't know her at all, but I do know that there's anytime Chiron's in the first house, it's such an indication of like, you know, hurt and childhood trauma from image and just expectations, and being in Capricorn, the expectations and probably a lot of really hard rules and structure or completely lack of that can I haven't like spent time really reviewing this chart, but I mean, I definitely self-image is a struggle from childhood. It may not be the struggle right now. Maybe she's evolved and worked through that, but like almost like body euphoria. Is that what it's called?
Dysmorphia.
Yeah, euphoria. That's the total opposite word. We've hit like close to 10. So, but yeah, it's one of those things too that I think this could be a placement for something like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Interesting.
I'm like, now I'm just checking out her chart.
Yeah, right.
I'm like,
And well, I guess the degree part doesn't really matter in that. Well, I guess hers was like right on the ascendant, so.
Yeah, I didn't see, what was the Chiron degree? It was 26. It was the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's higher up there, so there's probably a lot of more like lessons that she's learned and evolved through. It's not brand new energy. She doesn't really have any brand new energy in her chart, but it doesn't surprise me because I feel like a lot of Taurus suns, especially with the Capricorn rising, they just naturally, there is a 2 degree on Mars. But yeah, 2 degree on the Mars. That's pretty low. So maybe she's slow to take action or quick to take action. No, it'd be slow because it's in Cancer. So let's say she's probably not hot-headed in the terms of like maybe because of the Taurus sun, but maybe takes time to process things. This could be a processor person with the Mars and Cancer.
And then in the 6th house too.
Yeah.
Oof.
So, yeah.
Well, awesome. Woo.
We did it.
We did it. And if anyone wants an example of a healed man that's a Capricorn, season 3, below deck, sailing.
He is evolved. That's gonna be your homework. Go and watch.
Yeah. It does exist.
Who knew?
I know.
I'm gonna think eventually it's gonna come to me in the middle of the night. I'm like, it's.
Put in the comments.
I remember. Go watch him. He's very charismatic, evolved. Capricorn man lures you in with words. Maybe that's how Joseph Smith got started, though, now that I'm thinking about it. What is this guy talking about? I gotta find this guy. I gotta figure this out. Now I'm on something.
It's a wild ride. It's a wild ride. I recommend watching Under the Banner of Heaven on Hulu.
What is it?
Under the Banner of Heaven.
That's about him?
It's got parts of it, yeah.
Wow. I gotta watch that.
Andrew Garfield is in it. It's very good.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, no, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your time. I know it's late there.
Oh, God, I know. But it's okay. My babies are finally crib trained. Salem's been waking up at the ass crack of dawn, but that is okay. I can nap tomorrow. It's rainy here. It's stormy. I'm excited.
And then our next one will be November 28th, the day after Thanksgiving. So I know we're going to have people for that because
You're
it's
going
also
to be full, spent all your money. Might as well be at home watching the live.
Yeah, and plus Aquarius energy. Come on, at the same time, like what are we? Pluto's in Aquarius. I know people are going to want to talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Topic.
We didn't even get to Pluto today, so. But yeah, no, we definitely, Aquarius is going to be fun. Yeah. I have, my Uranus is in Aquarius. It's very, very rebellious. It's good. It's good. Yeah, I'm here for it. So, yeah.
Well, you have a good night, and thank you. And thank you for everyone watching and your questions. And we will see you guys back on November 28th.
Yes, and I'll be in Utah, so maybe we can link up this time.
Oh my gosh, that would be great.
I know.
The move will be over. School will be over. My brain will be back. My body hopefully will be back.
Well, and I'll also be there for the December one. So I'm going to fly in the 25th of November, and I fly back home December 2nd. And Sage and the kids are going to stay from the 25th to the 29th of December. And then I fly back on December 15th through the 29th. So we can figure out December's too. But okay. I'll be there for ultimately 2 of the months that we do them. So
yay, fun.
Yeah, I can definitely once I'm there for like 2 weeks, I should really be able to figure out a time.
Yeah. I'll be here.
All right. Well, I will see you later. Have a good week. Have a good month.
Bye. Yeah, you too.